The site is amazing. It's a north-facing site on the side of a hill. There's sweeping views over Mawhitipana Bay. We'd always circle back to the point of talking about the decks and the sun and the views. And so what Joe and I took away from that as part of the brief was the idea that actually the deck was the most important thing. So what was really interesting about this project is that we didn't start designing the house, we actually started designing the deck first. Joe designed this house, came up with the concept. Just started with a deck that just spans the whole width of the whole site. She maximised the deck, so we've got the maximum deck we can use. And then from there, she came up with the idea that we can have a timber floating box above it. Because we've got the floating timber box, we have a space underneath that we can occupy with the living and the dining and the kitchen that kind of gets rebaited into the hillside. All the kitchen joinery units, there's only 2 of them. They're just floating like on a deck basically. They're not kind of embedded in the walls. And we just have the beautiful in situ concrete wall, so you know that you're earthed into the ground and it's all just natural materials. And then the landscaping just kind of comes up to the windows beautifully. We had to find a way of delicately inserting this house into the landscape around the Mawhitipana trees. You know, they're very beautiful. They kind of cradle the whole site, cradle the whole house. We've just got raw, unfinished steel, glass, uncoated and unfinished products as we possibly could. So it's all kind of a palette of materials that could be inside or outside, but in particular are quite happy outside, you know, because the idea is that when we're down here on the deck level, doors completely slit open, that you're feeling like you're outside. It's just all outdoor materials that blend in with the landscape. The material palette changes between the lower deck level and the upper living level deliberately. When you transition up through the cedar ceiling, we have the crisp line where the cedar ceiling stops and the white plasterboard starts. And so that really celebrates this aperture in the ceiling that you rise up through these beautiful steel stairs. The rain screen, not only do we have different widths and depth patterns, but actually we had particular stains on it at the start. We always knew it was going to blend back, and those stains in particular blends in very nicely with the bark of the Mawhitipana. It's in harmony with it. The shutters were an important part of the rain screen. We have full height over wall sliding windows upstairs in all the rooms, and those are covered by these shutters which are clad in the same cedar. You can open so you have a full view, or you can shut them, but they've also still got the gap between the slats, and you can just lie in bed, have the windows open, the shutters closed, and you can just hear the waves breaking on the beach below. We had great client, great builder, great structural engineer. We came up with a beautiful design. It's very relaxing. You really do feel like you're sitting outdoors